And before we get into this video, I'd like to say please like and subscribe. I've already said 200 subscribers very soon would be great. And also, if this Chelsea daily dosage isn't enough for you to inject in your veins, there is another channel I'd like you to subscribe to, my mate JMM8. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Thank you guys. On with the video. How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. It's me, Cam, from Cam's Comment, and welcome back to another Chelsea Daily News. And I'm just got to say, thank you so much for the support. I don't think you understand how much it means to me, and that just gives me the motivation and just makes me more excited to talk about Chelsea Football Club. Now, let's go into the first news. Now, I'm all flattered that you've all subscribed and watched my last video because of my bubbling personality, and definitely not Kai Havertz. So I'm going to talk about Kai Havertz again, because basically Chelsea transfer news right now is just so focused on Kai Havertz. He's the biggest thing, and if you hear like people talking about him, you don't understand why. People saying in a couple years he will be the top 3 footballers in the world, and that's why we're paying the big bucks. That's why we're paying a lot of money. Because he could transform Chelsea, a lot like Frank Lampard did. It will take us from a good team to a world-class team, because that's where Chelsea need to be, and that's where Chelsea have always been. Not so much lately, but that's where we need to go. However, I'm going to start with this interesting news. To summarise, from our understanding, this is from Absolute Chelsea on Twitter, Kai Havertz will need to be registered as a Chelsea player, regardless if he is announced or not, by 7:45 UK on Thursday. Otherwise, he will not be able to start the 2020-21 Premier League campaign with Chelsea. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm just saying that for all you people who don't believe that Kai Havertz is a Chelsea player, or you just want some closure, if the deal hasn't gone through by Thursday, he won't start. And as we know, if you do believe the deal has gone through, he will start. So just calm down. I know we were waiting for an announcement, and there's always a sneaking doubt in everyone's mind without the announcement, but he will be a Chelsea player. He is a Chelsea player, and he is signed his contract, which I will move on to the next thing about that. Now, I got this on my phone, and according to Goal, the Blues have agreed a record $72 million, $93 million, if you care about that. What's interesting is it is a record free by about a couple 100,000, which is great, so we can have that fucking burden of Kepa out of the club. Disgrace. And it goes on by saying Kai Havertz with a further £18 million or $24 million, potentially due to add-ons down the line. Havertz has already signed a 5-year contract at Stamford Bridge. Just to, calm everyone down, he's already signed a 5-year deal. You hear that, 5 years, to take him until he's 26, almost to his prime, which by then, if he's impressed, we either ship him off to Real Madrid for about $1 trillion or pounds, or he becomes a Chelsea legend, much like it will be the new Michael Ballack, but a tiny bit different. So, not the new Michael Ballack. Anyway. Next story. As Kai Havertz is dominating the news headlines, this has gone a bit under the radar, but there's a transfer merry-go-round going out at Inter Milan, and it begins with this. Frank Lampard has reportedly asked Mateo Kovacic for the lowdown on Marcelo Brozovic, who of course is a central midfielder, defensive midfielder for Inter Milan, because obviously Mateo Kovacic has played at Inter Milan, and we'll know the inside deeds about Brozovic. And the transfer merry-go-round starts as Inter Milan are said to be targeting N'Golo Kante, with one touted suggestion being a possible swap deal involving their midfielder Brozovic. No, thank you. Anyway, the Croatian played alongside Kovacic internationally, hence why, according to 90 Min, Lampard has asked for his thoughts. PSG and Bayern have also been linked with Brozovic. So yeah, there's the international connection as well. Did they play together at Inter Milan? Pretty sure. Anyway. So, which leads me on to Inter Milan, who want Kante for 45 million. Look, Conte, get your grubby hands off Kante, because you're not having him. Well, please don't sell him. Because although I understand Brozovic is a good player, and us selling Kante to Inter Milan could lead Emerson going out the door as well. I just don't believe that one of pretty much our best player over the last couple seasons leaving for £45 million is just. I mean, I don't even want to sell him, because if you saw in the Brighton game, he was giving us glimpses of vintage Kante, and with that and everything else that's coming in Chelsea, we need that a bit of defensive reassurance. So yeah, I do believe this story is true, but I don't want to believe that it's going to happen, because I believe Kante for the same price as Ben Chilwell. Yes, he's been injured, but no thank you. Please, Inter Milan. Please. And finishing on a light-hearted story, because just Chelsea transfer news is booming right now. Billy Gilmore and Ben Chilwell are great mates. Isn't that a heartwarming story? Really, gets your Chelsea juices flowing, and hopefully embedding him in the squad. Speaking of Billy, he has just come off crutches the last 3 days, so hopefully we'll be back to his best. The Scottish Iniesta will be pinging balls left, right and centre when Kante leaves. Just kidding. Yeah, so that's been me, Cam, from Cam's Cobham. Yeah, I don't know how I've managed 6 minutes out of this, but that's the charm I bring. That's why you've been subscribing. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Toodle pip.